With me now is Roger Neal, one of the people who is one of the publicists, really, who for years was pitching me and has had the staying power. And I get to now see all the cool stuff that he's doing in the decade plus that I've left television. And Roger Neal, by the way, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Jess. You're one of the legends in TV.
I don't want to refute anything because that sounded very good. But I wanted to interview you because I know that you are putting together, or you've done this for many years, one of these suites during some of the big award shows. So when it comes to media marketing strategies, I just had a client who told me that when she was starting out a decade ago, that going to one of these suites, and I think it might have even been your suite, made her a millionaire. And maybe I'll tell her story a little bit later. But tell me what this is and how you've been able to help people.
Well, we started this 21 years ago, and I started it sort of by accident. I created a guy named Ted Krunkle out of New York, and I sort of created the what we know now as the gift suite craze by accident. I was handling Stuart Weitzman, and I said, hey, let's get a hotel room and let's give away shoes to stars who are nominated for Oscars and Golden Globes, etc. And we went to the L'Hermitage, and above us was this guy named Ted Krunkle who was doing all beauty treatments for stars. So my suite over the years it became a very popular thing. My suite evolved into a beauty and couture suite, so it's the Roger Neal Style Hollywood Oscar Beauty and Couture Suite. This will be our 21st year in February. We always do it in Beverly Hills. It's 2 days of Oscar week, the Thursday and Friday of Oscar week. I'll have between 12 and 18 brands, and that's designers, accessory designers, gown designers, handbags, shoes, jewelry. We even have like gourmet chocolates. We'll have authors. Sometimes we get film production companies because of the huge amount of media coverage I get and the massive amount of stars. I get 200 stars over 2 days, and then we get 20 current Oscar nominees that come through the suite. Now, everything I do is for charity. So for February, our charity will be generosity.org. It takes clean water to people around the world. They drill clean water wells where people don't have clean water. They make sure they get clean water, which is amazing. And then Cheryl Lee Ralph has a foundation called Divas, and they're one of our charities. And then the Thalians, which has been around. Debbie Reynolds and Ruta Lee started the Thalians many, many years ago. And that's a nonprofit. So we've got 3 nonprofits this year. And so when the stars come in, Jess, they could afford anything that I have to give them. They could afford it. They don't need me to give it to them. But what I do is when they come in, they autograph something for each charity, and then those charities auction that off, and the charities are raising money for themselves. So as a thank you, I give the stars a gift bag worth about $23,000 for them to take with them. And it's a thank you for supporting the charities, for stopping by the suite, supporting the charities. So as a result of all of this, brands have been launched in my suite. Brands that weren't known, like the Bai drink, B-A-I, that's now in the beverage. It's now in all the stores around the country. Then there's Natalie K. Diamonds we launched, Kwiat Diamonds we launched, Moroccan Oil we launched, right from our suite.
So hold on. So the way it works is people who have products pay to have their products placed not only in the suite for people to come up and touch, they get to come on touch and take pictures and things like that.
Right. So what happens is, let's say a brand will want to be in the suite. We give them a table space. It's a 6-foot table space, and they can present their product or their brand on that table space however they would like. Every star that comes in is escorted around to their table. Every media person that comes in is escorted around. Their logo will go on the step and repeat board. They'll be in my press releases that go out every other day from now through the Oscar suite, including the handouts in the suite to all of the media. So they get pressed before we ever get to the suite. They get pressed during the suite and after the suite. We always have TV shows are going live from our suite. And for example, this year we've got a nationally syndicated TV show. It's on the Reels network every night called Celebrity Page Television. Okay. They're going to be my media sponsor. So when they do the pre-story on my suite, they're going to be mentioning and showing some of my, the brands that we have in there. And same for the Oscar viewing dinner, because I do 2 events. So So let's get to the dinner in a second. So on the
Yes.
suite, they get the logo on the step and repeat board. They're in the press releases. They get branding. They get real media coverage, I like to say.
Right.
You know, we get the internet media coverage, but it's like USA Today, Associated Press,
Right.
Entertainment Tonight,
They want to see who's in
all
there.
the majors come. People Magazine, they all come.
Right. So this is a huge value.
Yes.
So, I mean, in my mind, was thinking just to have that picture, and this is the story that I was told by this woman who was a client.
Yes.
She said just having that picture of the celebrity holding up her product or smiling with it, just that got her deals and got her a big deal that led to her ending up selling the company, actually.
It's
but
true,
that's like the tip of the iceberg because they get to go home with it.
We have our own photographers, and we take all the photos as they go around and they're gifting the star.
Yeah.
They get the picture with the star with their product, and then every star gets a picture in front of the step and repeat board. So they're getting all those photos after they can use for publicity. They can use it for promotion, for trade shows, in stores. They just can't do paid advertising with it because that becomes a celebrity endorsement. And even though this is a quasi celebrity endorsement, but it's not official because then they would have to pay, hundreds of thousands of dollars for what we're giving them. And this is really an economical way, Jess, for a brand, no matter if they're big or small, to get great media coverage, great Star Connect on the most important and the most visible week of the entire year for the entertainment industry.
Right. And if people are unsure about the gray areas, they can reach out to you and they can find out how other people have used it in a way that works for everybody, including the stars. You can't put on a billboard, but they can reach out to you and find out.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
By the way, we've had distribution deals made in our suite, and that's not what my suite is for. But we had a gourmet barbecue company, a mom and pop's operation, and somebody came to the suite and they said, "Hey, can I bring my friend?" And I said, "Sure." And they brought their friend, and their friend happened to be a national distributor. And that from them tasting that barbecue sauce in my suite, that barbecue company is now in a chain of grocery stores all over the nation.
Fantastic.
So those kind of things happen, and you it's hard to put a price on what that's worth because look, we know that when a star holds something up, consumers want to buy it.
Yes.
And if you had to pay for that on a TV commercial or a print ad, that would be tens of thousands of dollars per spot. They're getting in my suite for a great deal. And they're spending a fraction of what they would have to pay for what we're giving them. And it's a very economical way for them to really get some great visibility.
And you have some amazing stories too. You said other people have. I mean, the one with the distribution deal, amazing.
When Moroccan Oil came to our suite, no one knew what is Moroccan Oil. What is this Moroccan Oil, right?
Yes.
And they were in our suite in 2008. And the next year, after we exposed them to stars and they got some media coverage, they exploded. They're now humongous. GM Collins Skincare Paris, they've been with me since 2008, and they participate every single year because they get so much out of it. And we brought them to national visibility in this country because of our suite. And we did it with Natalie K. Diamonds. I mean, we've done it with handbag designers, Timmy Woods, Beverly Hills, handbags. She comes back year after year because of all it does for her.
It's a ridiculous value for the amount that they're spending versus if they were just trying to do traditional publicity, meaning just go to a publicist and, hey, pitch us out there, versus the 15 other things that you just mentioned. What's the deal with this dinner? What is that?
So we do the Oscar suite for the Thursday and Friday of Oscar week, and then on Oscar night, we do an Oscar viewing dinner, again for charity. The same charities from my suite will be, and at my dinner.
And you said, now what percentage goes to charity for these things?
So here's what I do.
Yeah.
I split a percentage of all the money that comes in for the dinner. I split that up, a percentage of that amongst the three charities. Last year we gave out $17,000 in total to the three charities. And we'll probably do some similar to that this year.
Fantastic.
For all three charities. So we hand them a check. I do a little at the Oscar viewing dinner. We do it at the Hollywood Museum, which is formerly the Max Factor Museum, which is just across the street from where the Oscars are taking place. From my window, you can see the arrivals. I mean, it's crazy. We take over the whole museum. Amazing media coverage there.
So what happens at the dinner? Exactly.
So at the dinner, we have a ballroom, and we have 9 screens up, and we're watching the Oscars and having this beautiful sit-down first-class dinner. I host the dinner, so in between the commercial breaks, when they go to the commercial breaks at the Oscars, I'm there live in my dinner, and I'm putting up, for example, on the screen, each commercial break, I put a different sponsor's logo up on all 9 screens, and I introduce that sponsor and talk about that sponsor. And we have gift bags that we give out to everyone that comes. It's 250 people. It's intimate. We have 80 stars that come to it. Again, they get pictures from it with the stars. It's just a great, it's a great thing that we do. It's beautiful. It's sit down. It's black tie. It's a gorgeous dinner. And then I give the Icon Award out we have a little pre-show just before the Oscars start. I give an Icon Award out to 2 film stars and a TV star. And in 2017, we know that Burt Ward, Robin from Batman, will get the TV Icon Award. And we're going to have 2 former Oscar winners, a male and a female, that will be coming to receive the Icon Award as well. So that's just something I do. We did it last year, and it was a great hit. We honored George Chakiris, who was there, who won his Oscar for West Side Story. We honored Margaret O'Brien, who won her Oscar for Meet Me in St. Louis, and we honored Paul Sorvino. And they were there. Nice. People went crazy. They loved it. I have classic stars that come to this dinner. I have current stars, former Oscar winners that come to the dinner. So it's a great, great time.
So people should reach out. I'm sure this will be on some webpage that people can figure out how to contact you, but it's an unbelievable value for everything you provide. And charity. You're helping all these charities out.
We are. And, look, I've been doing this a very long time, both of these events, and people love it. I mean, we get amazing press coverage. And to me, the stars of my dinner and the stars of my suite are not the Oscar nominees. It's the brands. They're my stars. They're just as important to me than the Oscar nominee that walks in, and we get 20 of them at our suite. But they're just as important to me as those Oscar nominees. The brands, whether they're we had Got Milk in our suite one year, and they announced Selma Hayek as their new spokesperson that year, right from my suite. And then we get the little, mom and pops like the chocolatier from Niagara Falls, New York, who did little chocolate Oscars for me. So when the nominees came to my suite, they left with a chocolate, looked like a chocolate. It wasn't an Oscar, but it looked like one. So no matter what happened on Oscar night, they got something.
That's
no matter what happened. So we do very fun things like that, and that helps us generate more press for these brands.
With about a minute left that we have here, because we don't want to make it too long, and I decided, I said, Roger was telling me about this. I said, let's just make a video, and I'll ask you about it, and we can just share it out there, and whoever wants to take part of it, especially this charity angle is amazing. But this former client of mine, she had this gadget that you put, or is part of a lady's handbag, and it helps people organize. And she was having trouble. I just wanted to share this story. Yeah. She was having trouble getting people to sell it at boutiques. And she went around, they were not interested. She went to one of these suites, and she had this picture with Paris Hilton, and the second she showed them that, it became very, very real. And people wanted a part of it. And they started selling these things, and then she ended up, I know her goal was to hit $1 million in revenue in her first year, and she hit that, and she wanted to hit 10 million by year 2, and I know she did it in, I think, 16 months or 18 months, and she ended up doing licensing deals and then selling the company. So people are in the right space to make this happen. Any last thoughts? So we don't make a video too long?
We just want, if they're interested, they can contact you, Jess, to get our number and our email address, and then
or whatever's on the screen.
Yeah, whatever, it'll be on the screen. So my phone number will be on the screen. My website will be on the screen.
How to
contact me, my email address.
Signals. That's right.
Yeah, contact me.
How to talk to him in his sleep.
But when you contact me, let me know that you saw this with Jess Todfield because I'll have something very special for those people.
Ooh, a little bit of mystery. Check it out, people. You're going to be pretty happy about it. Roger Neal, you're a guy who walks the talk. Thank you very much.